Welcome to Get Organized at Work. I'm your host, Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, healthcare leader, mom of three, and your go-to guide for ditching the chaos and taking control of your workday. This is the show where we turn overwhelming to-do lists into clear, actionable plans so you can crush your goals and show up as your best self at work and in your life. Whether you're here for strategies to stay ahead or systems to simplify your workday, you're in the right place. Let's get organized, have some fun, and make this year your best year in your career yet. Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to Get Organized at Work podcast. I'm Kayla. I'm your host. And today is day 2 of the 12 Days of Leadership. I'm very excited you're here. We're going to be talking about Leader Standard Work 101, the system that keeps you focused, organized, and clear. So I'm Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt. Today, we're diving into something that so many of you said you wanted to improve on in 2025. And when I surveyed you all inside my community or asked you when you joined the community, what do you want to work on this year? So many of you said, I want to get organized in a way that feels consistent, doable, and actually supportive of my leadership or your leadership, right? Something that's sustainable that we can actually keep up with, not another system that we create for one day, we get super jazzed by shiny object syndrome. And then the next day we're like, just kidding. We forgot we did that. So if you've ever felt lost in your to-do list, or if you've been juggling multiple roles or multiple sites, or you're constantly falling back into reactive mode, today's episode is going to make you feel like I can take a deep breath. So we're talking about one of my favorite tools ever, Leader Standard Work, or LSW, or Daily Standard Work, however you want to say it. There's so many different ways to describe it. This is the system for me that changed everything. Like, I'm talking one of the catalysts for me to start this business, to really propel my leadership career back 10 years ago. So I never get sick of talking about this. This is like the anchor to everything. So Leader Standard Work is a set of daily, weekly, and monthly behaviors that keeps your leadership aligned, strategic, intentional, even when your environment or workload is like chaos. It's not a checklist. It's not a micromanaging tool, and it's not just another system to maintain. If I had to describe what it is closest to, it's probably closest to like a habit tracker. It's something that you use daily, weekly, monthly, but it can give you a real-time feedback in a visual system. And it also allows you to reflect. So you're not just going through the motions, checking the box, but you're taking time to be like, what worked? What didn't? So it's the thing that keeps you grounded when everything else feels unpredictable. And here's what I know from the community responses from when I asked you about, what you want to improve. And like I said, consistency, clarity, stop firefighting and feel like you're leading, not just surviving. So Leader Standard Work is how we're going to get you there. That's what worked for me and has worked for for clients and people that I've coached at my work. So here's the magic of why Leader Standard Work works. Number 1, it reduces decision fatigue. We already know what we're going to do when we're going to do it. It creates intentional routines. It helps you make your work visible so you can see it on a piece of paper or digitally, however you choose to maintain it. It helps you manage your workload across multiple roles, locations, and days and weeks. And it builds consistency even on your low energy days. It kind of sets the standard. Leader Standard Work means the standard that you hold yourself to. This is the bare minimum, or this is my typical day or standard. It doesn't mean making everything the same, standardizing. It's like the standard I hold myself to. So if you're somebody who just gets lost in your inbox, you struggle to follow through, you procrastinate until the last minute, or you jump from task to task, Leader Standard Work becomes your structure that brings you back to center. And with Leader Standard Work, even when your day goes off the rails, because it will, because that's life, you will have a foundation to return to. All right, so let's talk about the building blocks of Leader Standard Work. Well, we're going to break it down into layers because Leader Standard Work is built from big to small, right? So number 1, let's think about monthly Leader Standard Work, which is more like strategic leadership. This is your highest level. It includes reviewing metrics, planning priorities, updating project dashboards, scheduling your meetings intentionally, and checking alignment to your goals or your A3 work. If you haven't heard of A3s, don't worry. It's basically a plan on a page. A3 refers to the size of a piece of paper. It's all like a manufacturing lean thing. But essentially, like, where are you with your goals? And this is where directors and high level leaders thrive and love to live. I would even say they zoom out even more. They might be looking semi-annually or annually, but they are checking in consistently on a monthly basis and sort of like establishing where they're at and then moving the needle on different goals or the directionality of where they need to go. So leader standard work at a monthly level can be what I like to call your highest level. Weekly leader standard work is more like your rhythm and your flow. It's what keeps you steady. And leader standard work on a weekly basis looks like planning for your week, doing a weekly reset, like what happened last week, what needs to happen this week, reviewing your upcoming deadlines. Weeks fly by very quickly in leadership. And so for me, I know my calendar gets booked weeks in advance. So looking at things monthly, but then also looking at like, okay, what do I have this week? What do I need to have accomplished by next week is super helpful. So looking at deadlines and priority items that happen during the week. Prepping your agendas for meetings, confirming priorities with your team. You might be updating your Kanban or project boards, like where am I at with these to-dos within the broader outcome of what I'm trying to achieve, and checking inbox rules and cleanup, like cleaning up your inbox, after the week has gone on or at the beginning of a week. And this is where you get out of the whirlwind. It's like, okay, cool. If I can like manage what's going to happen in the next 5 days, I got this. So daily leader standard work, it's your anchor habits. So daily leader standard work includes morning check-ins, reviewing your top 3 priorities, rounding, going to Gemba, touch points. It's probably your inbox triage, maybe your afternoon reset, and documenting decisions. And yes, even 10 minutes a day matters. Those 10 minutes just checking, doing your morning habits or planning for the next day compound into massive clarity. So I would want you to think about, what am I doing every day that helps set me up for success for the week and for the month? Little habits build on top of each other. Okay. So we've got the monthly standard work, weekly standard work, and daily standard work. All right. So you're like, cool, this sounds fun, but oftentimes leaders abandon systems. And how does leader standard work solve this system abandonment? So a lot of you in my community told me I start strong, but I don't stick with systems, or I tend to overcomplicate things. I get really excited, so I make my systems very, very detailed. And I organize so much that I procrastinate. And here's the truth about all the systems I'm going to teach you in this 12 days of leadership, but especially leader standard work. Organizing and making it pretty is not the goal. Being able to return to your system when things go off the rails is the goal. So leader standard work works because it's not perfection based. It's return based and it's a cycle. So people tend to not realize that leader standard work is living, breathing document. It's meant to be tweaked. It's meant to be edited. It's meant to be reviewed, right? Like no 2 days are often the same, right? So why would I expect to just like keep my daily standard work the same if over time, checking this daily report doesn't matter, or that huddle no longer exists, or I don't have this weekly or monthly meeting anymore, right? We do have to change. So it's updating it, helping us. It's this creating awareness around the work that you have, not trying to maintain the work that you have right now, right? We all want to grow and change, which means we have to continue to evolve our systems as we change and as our work changes. So for leader standard work, it doesn't matter if you fall off for a day, a week, or a month. What matters is that your leader standard work gives you a clear path back when you're like, okay, I need to reset my life. Like, what am I not doing? What do I absolutely need to do? What's going to set me up for success next month when my project is due, right? Okay. So hopefully that helps. Don't stop tweaking and and using it as a reflection tool, or else it's not going to work for you because you won't be using it. All right, so I want to share with you some examples to help you visualize all of this. And here are a few tangible examples that leaders in our community could relate to. So maybe you're a multi-site manager. Your weekly leader standard work would need to keep all of your sites visible so that all your sites get attention, not just when there's a fire, right? You don't want to be like, I haven't like been over or thought about this area or this site, but I'm here now because there's something wrong. You want to make sure that you're managing across all of your areas. Maybe you're a new manager. Leader-centered work on the daily level can help you with confidence by creating predictable routines like, how can I be useful? What am I supposed to be doing today? Kind of getting into my groove. Maybe you're a director. Your monthly leader standard work can help you be strategic and out of the weeds. Whenever you're getting pulled into those decisions that are really close to the people doing the work or the front line, and you're kind of stuck there, leader standard work can help you remind you like, oh, actually, I'm supposed to be creating capacity for myself and for others. I'm supposed to be removing barriers so other people can do amazing work. I need to be out here in strategic land or bring myself back out. There's always a time to zoom in, but of course, we need to think about our scope of work. And so it can help you maintain that monthly standard work that's more strategic. Maybe you're an executive assistant or senior PM. Your project dashboards and weekly resets can keep priorities aligned. So it prevents you from being everyone else's firefighter, like, oh, we're going to miss a deadline here, better reach out. It's like, nope, you have systems and daily check-ins or weekly check-ins, whatever your standard work is, to keep you on task for communication and holding other people accountable to what they've agreed to do. And maybe you're neurodivergent. I have a lot of people that listen and they're like, oh, I have ADHD or I have ADD. And I just struggle with like all the things and keeping things organized or bouncing from task to task. And so I just wanted to mention that leader standard work can give you a consistent anchor point for your brain to return to, even when your focus fluctuates. So it's like, oh, got to get back to my standard work. What did I plan to do at minimum here? Am I missing anything? Am I forgetting like the things that I have to do to keep this engine going? Or am I just out here working on other fancy, shiny objects? It gives you a place to come back to. All right, so what can you do today? Here's your day 2 mini challenge. I want you to choose one piece of leader standard work to create today. Not everything, not the whole system, just one. And some ideas for you would be to create your weekly reset checklist. Pick a top 3 daily priorities for tomorrow, or maybe set up your monthly reflection template. You could create folders in OneNote, monthly, weekly, daily. You could identify one meeting that needs an agenda every week. Small steps lead to consistent leadership. All right, and that is your challenge for today, day 2 of the 12 days of leadership. And if this episode is hitting home, and you're just craving a system that brings order to chaos, if you want accountability and guidance, then the Organized Leader Sprint is open right now. And it's exactly where we build all these systems and frameworks together. It's a step-by-step, high touch, let's actually set up your system experience. And enrollment is open already. So check out my information page at kfaconsulting.org/sprint. It's going to be open through the next week. We have bonuses going in there. And we kick it off. The actual sprint kicks off January 13th and runs through February 3rd. And I want you to know about this and sign up early because the holidays with Christmas in there, it gets tough. And I want you to have something set for January so we can go over goals, get systems made. And you're like, I can do like Christmas, New Year's, not worry about it. And then show up with Kayla in January and get everything like smooth sailing. So thank you for joining me for day 2 of the 12 days of leadership. Tomorrow, we're digging into one of your most requested topics, delegation, and I'm teaching you my test method. It's going to be so good. See you tomorrow, friend. And remember, your leadership is worth organizing. You got this. Thanks for being here. Bye.